On this week's episode of The Edge, you're joining Eric, Gryba, and myself, Joe Appel, here at Twin Creeks Range.
We're going to try to spot and stalk some wild boar.
We got a lot of eyes on us. This is going to be a tough one.
Welcome to the kitchen, guys. I am here doing a really cool recipe that I think you guys are going to like. Ooh, baby, we are cooking now.
I'd like something that's decent size.
Sure, we can do that.
I think we can.
Live on the edge, 'cause brother, win or lose, it's all in what you do with the chance you're given, yeah. Through the wind and rain, you feel your heart pounding. You got one shot, what you got? Tell me what's it gonna be? You gotta make the most of this opportunity. If others fail, make sure you succeed.
The Edge is brought to you by Browning Canada, Canadian Tire, G5 Broadheads, Prime Archery, High Mountain Seasonings, Hornady, Victory Archery, the Carbon Arrow Experts, Vortex Canada, Wolverine Guns and Tackle, Modular Driven Technologies, Sticks and Stones Anglers and Hunters, Off-Grid Food Company, and these fine sponsors.
Quiet Cat is the best hunting and overlanding e-bike in the world. Created from the bottom up to be overbuilt and overpowered. Don't be fooled by imitations. Quiet Cat, where the road ends, the adventure begins.
We're heading to northern Saskatchewan today to chase some wild boar with our bows.
It is just littered with them back here. Eric got a gorgeous hog.
Look at the size of that thing. I was happy with the shot. I was happy with how it all went down, and it was a very, very cool experience.
We had a bit of a competition going into today. See who could get closest for their kill shot.
I don't know if he knows, but he's like 7 feet tall. You look like Sasquatch going through the woods. That guy's a monster. There's no way he gets within 20 of a hog. He's just too big for the woods. He is Sasquatch of the Edge. Joe, Sasquatch. Not a chance he wins this.
All right, guys, back here at camp. Just left Eric. He's finishing up dealing with his hog. He's been talking a lot of smack about how he thinks he could get a lot closer to his hog than I'll be able to. He seems to think that I'm a little big for the bush, but I think he underestimates me. I know my target now, and he got into 20 yards, and I'm gonna get closer, and I'm gonna win this one. I think his prideful days are numbered. Evening time, they were everywhere, but they were all out in the fields, and the grass hasn't really grown in here yet, so it was really tough. You can imagine a guy that's 6'8" trying to belly crawl in on these hogs. It doesn't take much, especially the way the wind was working. It was pretty consistent, and then it seemed like just in that prime moment, you just feel these swirls that would come in, and they'd kind of lift their heads, look at you, and they just knew that they could just get outside of that range. You can see them, they're pretty small. Again, 20 yards, perfect shot, but I'd like something that's decent size.
Sure, we can do that.
I think we can. Keep covering ground.
We're in mid-May here, so this is technically a hunter's off-season. If your season is the fall, this should be part of your training regiment, is coming and doing things like this. Working on those stalking skills and being quiet and being conscious of every move. You lose that a lot of times over the later half of the winter and the summer and the off-season when you're not hunting. Coming and doing something like this, you're able to hone your skills, you'll be able to stay sharp.
You can't overemphasize the importance of a quick, clean harvest of an animal. That's why it's so important to put in that time, you know, pull the targets out every chance you get, make sure you're working on every aspect of your shot. Use the right equipment. You know, we had prime bows, Victory arrows, tight spot quivers, Montec broadheads that just did the work, like these hogs, small kill zones. So you really want to make sure that you're putting the shot rate where you want it. We stocked in on a few that we weren't sure that we would even draw on. We just wanted to get that challenge. You know, it was just great getting down and trying to see how close you can get before these guys spun and took off on you. We got a lot of eyes on us. This is gonna be a tough one. think our best bet is to back out and come around behind there. I didn't even see that other one. He was lying right down here over the edge. And as soon as we stepped over here, he caught a glimpse of us. Blew us right away.
Hey, what about that?
That's gonna be a tough sell. I thought we were gonna get a chance. He made us. Then he pushed off and he started rubbing up against the tree. And he really got into it. He stopped paying attention to us, so I tried to get up and close ground quick, but just as I started getting close, he backed off into the bush again.
Welcome to the kitchen, guys. I am here doing a really cool recipe that I think you guys are going to like. So what we're gonna be doing here is wild boar cutlets. So I took the wild boar loin. I'm gonna turn those into cutlets. So bread them, fry them, and I'm gonna top them with a arugula salad with lemon, tomatoes, and olive oil. That arugula salad is gonna go on top of the cutlet, and it's gonna help cut the fat, cut a little bit of that salt, and it just goes really, really well together. So first off, I'm just gonna take care of the salad and get that out of the way so it's ready to go. First thing, just you need a handful of these baby tomatoes. Have them, throw them in. Again, this is to taste. If you don't like tomatoes, you don't have to do it. I personally like tomatoes. Okay, next, I'm gonna about a half a cup olive oil going in there. Like that. And the citrus from the lemon, it goes really well with the peppery flavor of arugula, and it really helps cut that fat that you're gonna be getting from the breading, the coating, and the wild boar itself. So I like to have a decent amount of lemon in there, so I'm gonna do a lemon and a half of lemon juice. That's good. Salt, just a little bit. A little bit of pepper, not too much pepper, because remember you're getting a lot of pepper from that arugula. And about half, let's call it a tablespoon of capers. I like to give that just a little bit of a mix, let that kind of sit and almost soak while we're doing the rest of the dish. Ooh, that smells really, you can just smell that citrus. It's really, really good. Okay, so that is done. Step one is over. Next, we have our wild boar loin. So I'm going to cut this into, I would say, 3/4 to an inch pieces. And from there, then we'll pound them out into our cutlets. Okay, that should be good for now. Little trick for when you're pounding out your cutlets. I like to take some saran wrap and cover it, because if you don't, that meat just kind of flies everywhere. I like mine about that thin. They're still gonna be meaty enough, but yet they're still gonna cook pretty quick, so you're not gonna burn your coating. Set that off to the side and I'll do the rest of these. So my wild boar cutlets are pounded out and ready to go. So next up, let's get our breading ready. I'm just using normal breadcrumbs, probably about 5 cups or so. And we have here about a tablespoon and a half of cornstarch. We'll mix that in. And a super cool one, some shredded parm. This goes really well in this breading. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix all this up. So
so it's consistent throughout. Okay, cool. Next is our egg wash. I'm going to use whipping cream because I like whipping cream. You can use milk if you want. And our neighbors have ducks, so we eat organic, free-range duck eggs here. And I love duck eggs, so we're gonna use duck eggs in this recipe. Duck eggs are really cool because, one, their yolk is so much more, well, it's darker for sure, darker kind of yellow-orange, and the shells are significantly thicker. And if you leave like a duck egg yolk on your plate for, I don't know, 20 minutes without washing your plate off, it turns into like a glue. I'm gonna say that attests to the hardiness of it. But anyway, they're delicious. So we're gonna mix this up for our egg wash. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna coat our cutlets in this egg wash first, this duck egg wash. And then we're gonna coat them in our breadcrumb, cornstarch, and Parmesan dip. And then we're gonna fry them up. So egg wash is ready. Our breadcrumb mix is ready. I am using a induction kind of hot plate here. Do yourself a favor, go to Canadian Tire and pick one of these things up. I love it because you can control your temperature a lot better than a stovetop. And I like the cast iron because it holds that heat longer, so you're not dropping heat when you're frying things. I am a stickler of not having my oil cool down because of crowding the pan. So I'm using a smaller pan and I'm only gonna do one cutlet at a time. So I'll take the cutlet, after it's done, I'll take it out, put it in my paper towel, and then put it in the oven to keep it warm. So here we go. So we got cutlets, we got our egg wash, that duck egg, and that whipping cream. It's like just thick. So then we're gonna go into our little Parmesan breadcrumb wash. And we should be ooh, baby. We are cooking now. Ooh, yes. We are going to like this a lot. These are basically your loin or your back strap. And I took them off for this specific recipe because I love it. It's gonna taste like pork. I find it's just not quite as fat as farm pigs, but delicious, delicious nonetheless. Okay, first one's ready. And so you can see how that oil didn't cool down too much. So let's get that next one in there. Oil stays hot, your batter gets crispy. And lots of times when you're doing stuff like this, if you crowd the pan, your temperature drops, then you turn your oil up, and the next thing you know, you're burning your coating. I'm doing this at about 355 degrees. That's kind of that 350 to 360 is kind of your sweet spot when you're frying anything with a batter or a coating on it. Peyton woke up and wasn't taking no for an answer, so she is involved, as she usually is. So we're done frying up the wild boar cutlets. They're done, they're fried up, they're nice and crispy, and I have my salad here ready to go. And the reason I did the salad dressing, olive oil, and the lemon before, is to kind of break down that arugula just a little bit, so it's a little soft. So now we're going family style today. We're gonna serve on a big platter here. And like I said, this arugula and this, especially the lemon, is really gonna cut the fat. What do you think? Yeah? Yeah, let me just woke up for a nap. So serve each one. Make sure we go with some tomatoes. Each one of those. There's capers in there. And we are good to go. Okay. I know my film crew is standing back there and they are starving, and Peyton is about to have her lunch as well. So anyway, wild boar cutlets topped with a lemon arugula tomato salad. It is a showstopper. It is delicious, and I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. So thanks for tuning in here to Grilling with Gryba and The Edge. You can find this recipe on my website at ericgryba.com. Also, make sure you follow me on Instagram, yes, and Twitter, because a lot of recipes and cool stuff is there too. So keep following along. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.
Let's take a look and see what we got. Looks like it might be a little small, but I'm gonna get up close and take a look.
I found this one hog bedded down, snuck up, right up in probably about 8 to 10 yards, and I was just kind of getting a look at him for fun. Underestimated how big he was. He jumped up when he woke up and kind of realized I was there and just took right off. And I realized right away that I'd made a mistake.
He looked small, and then all of a sudden he jumped up. Maybe I should put a stalk on him, but it's gonna be tough with all these eyes.
Kept hunting around the rest of the evening, and then we were kind of just heading back to camp, working back to a few of the watering holes that we knew they had been at. All of a sudden I grabbed Eric's arm and I was like, stop. And I looked over, and it wasn't more than 25, 30 yards. That same hog was kind of burrowed down into this pile of underbrush. At first we thought he was sleeping, but he was really, I think he was just playing possum on us, because when we lifted our binos up, his eyes were open. He was kind of just sitting down there trying to hide in the low brush. So I got in a position and waited. I was hoping I'd be quartered away when he stood up, because that's the best shot you can take on these hogs, is that quartered away shot and aim at the far shoulder.
I want him to stand up.
Nice. Felt really good about the shot placement. Came in, and it actually embedded in the far side shoulder. He made it 17 yards, I think, and he was down, and then the boys doubled out again.
That's what I want. Down goes Frazier. Look at him. Atta boy, Joe. Oh, that was perfect. Badge boys did it again.
Dude, that's sick.
Hey, thanks for sharing that with me.
Dude, that's awesome.
We faced a lot of adversity today. Pushed through the bush a lot, passed on a lot of boars, and I could not be happier with my decision. Thanks for joining us for this one, guys. I really appreciate it. This was an amazing experience.
Rob was real quick after we got our hogs, came out, helped us get him back to the camp so we could get them hung, gutted, and skinned.
Watch those tusks. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Remember that time I thought I was gonna drag it out on my own?
Yeah. You thought you were like,
Thought I was back in my plane.
you're like the alpha male?
Well, I hate to break it to you, but in this group, getting them on this trailer is gonna suck. You gotta clear those tusks.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. There, boom.
Oh, good organic protein right there, folks.
That's gonna give you a pound or two of bacon. Maybe a Christmas ham.
See, as much as we joke when hunting because we're competitive, this right here is what it's all about.
Nice big back strap.
Wild boar ribs.
Can't see how they wouldn't be delicious.
Perfect. Had a great time getting close to a lot of different hogs, put on a lot of different stalks. At the end of the day, we both ended up with the ones we wanted. Robbie's done a phenomenal job here setting up this place. I highly recommend it if you get a chance to come out here. We came up with the term glunting. There's glamping and then there's glunting.
Yeah.
And, you know, Eric and I here, as well as up at Kisslingers, we've been glunting this past week.
Man, it's been nothing but good times and laughs the whole time. I can't say enough about the opportunity to have these guys out here. It's been great.
All right, so that's a wrap from Northern Saskatchewan at Twin Creeks Ranch. Joe and I had a blast. We put a ton of miles on. Lots of fun little competitions. I guess that's the athletes in us.
We had a bit of a competition going into today.
Yeah.
See who could get closest for their kill shot. Eric was right on the pin at 20. I had to make sure I got him, that competitive nature. I crawled into 17. So Eric here is going to be driving home, and I'll be closing my eyes and catching some Z's.
Yeah, I'll be driving the whole way home.
Yeah.
I'll own it. Anyway, thanks for following along, guys. Continue to follow us on our social media outlets because you're going to get a lot of that first cut content in there. So, like I said, follow there and keep following along on the show week to week because we're going to continue to do some pretty awesome stuff, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
The Edge is brought to you by Browning Canada, Canadian Tire, G5 Broadheads, Prime Archery, High Mountain Seasonings, Hornady, Victory Archery, The Carbon Arrow Experts, Vortex Canada, Wolverine Guns and Tackle, Modular Driven Technologies, Sticks and Stones Anglers and Hunters, Off Grid Food Company, and these fine sponsors.
Live on